It's TK Irish here, the Camp Kennerk podcast. And yes, sir, it is Sunday, which means what? College football. And this is the weekend we could talk about football because we have the championship game coming up in Miami on Monday. So here's what we need to think about all the broken dreams, all the broken bones, all the things that people said, well, if we did this in this game and we did that in the other game, we could be there in Miami. Well, if you're a fan and remember that Indiana University is playing the University of Miami in Miami, there's going to be a lot of things going on. People are saying, well, you know, it's a home game for Miami, and it's this for that for Miami because you know all the players from Indiana are from Miami. Well, they're not talking about the state, not the city of Miami, but the Indian tribe, the Miami Indian tribe. That's where they're getting confused, but that's okay. That's another conversation. So what I really want to share with you is not the price of the tickets for the game, because this is a very special game, championship series. Indiana, a great story. Miami, a great story. But parking, the Hard Rock Cafe parking is out of control. Parking spots start at $342 and go up to $990 for parking. Parking, I say. So, I guess you could tailgate after that, or they should probably bring you a tailgate party. And of course, the tickets, they get a little out of line. They start about $3,900 for the nosebleeds and go up to $14,000, $15,000 for a better seat. So if someone tells you there's no money in college football, well, you need to just look at this and say to yourself, why did I ever think of that in the first place? So here's the situation, eyeballs. Everything revolves around eyeballs in the media. So I did some research and I found out through Nielsen some very interesting facts. Here are the top 10 markets that watch college football. So we're going to start off with Jacksonville, Florida. They're number 10. So that's pretty simple. They're probably watching Florida State, FS, University of Florida, or even Miami. So that's a pretty good following. Then we have New Orleans, or New Orleans, as everyone says. And of course, they're going to be the LSU fans. And those Cajuns get pretty crazy when they sit there and have a couple of hurricanes and watch their favorite team play. Then we go to Knoxville, Tennessee. Well, that's a location that could have several different teams that they're watching. I mean, you got the University of Tennessee, you got University of Kentucky. Um, there's just a lot of opportunities. We really can't pinpoint Knoxville as just being a University of Tennessee viewer. But then we have number 6, Oklahoma City. Well, you got University of Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. That's it. You have no professional sports. This is the only game in town. And of course, you step up number 5, their neighbor Tulsa is also watching the OU and OSU games. So that's really a pretty dedicated group. But here's where you really get crazy. Greenville, Spartanburg, and Asheville. I can't figure out what city's what and what city plays for who. But it really doesn't matter because they come in at number 4. And here's the one that caught my attention. Number 3, Dayton, Ohio. And I thought, how in the world did Dayton, Ohio get to be number 3? Then I looked and I realized that number 2 is Columbus, Ohio. So there's the situation right there. That those are Buckeye fans. They're Ohio State through and through. Excuse me. And then we have Birmingham, Alabama. There's no if, and, or buts, but the Roll Tide fans are there in every capacity, whether it's in the tailgating section, they're in the seats at the bar, or the seats in the stadium. So that's really, it gives you a good idea of where the real support comes from. Of course, with NIL and the portal and everything going on, you know, every day the story changes. This person's going here, this player's getting paid this, getting paid that. But what I really want to do is and we've talked about this before, is we need to get the matriarch of college football, Holly Rowe, involved and get her opinion on what's the best way to handle this nightmare of college sports because it's not going to get any better. It will, I want to say it's controversial. That's always makes things sort of fun. But Doug the neighbor, you know how it is. It's the last game of the season. There's controversy, there's conspiracies, there's just everybody, pulling their hair out, saying, well, we should be in that game. Well, unfortunately, you're not. So let's give a cheer to the University of Miami, University of Indiana for their great season. Douglas, what do you think, buddy?
TK, so good to see you again. And here it is on January the 18th for our sports show number 48. And yes, there is a big day tomorrow on two occasions, the Indiana game against Miami, and we are looking forward to seeing Holly Rowe, who is, we created a fan club for her, Holly, and that's very, very interesting situation and stats concerning the top viewing areas of for college football. I did not know that. And if you'll notice, statistically, that is your world. I write the numbers down, but statistics, that's your world, that they're all in the South. Did you notice that? Jacksonville, New Orleans, Knoxville, Oklahoma, North Carolina, Dayton, Ohio, and Columbus, Ohio, and Birmingham. They're basically all in the South. They're not on the East Coast. They're not on the West Coast, which
Yes,
is
that's I caught that as well. And primarily the SEC's down there in the South, so they got a strong hold there. But on the other side, Doug the neighbor, those conferences are so big now
right, right.
that they cover large magnitudes of demographics compared to what it was 5, 6 years ago when the Big Ten had 10 teams. Pac-8 had 8 teams, but
Right,
everything is east of the Mississippi,
right, right. Well, now the
except
Pac,
except Oklahoma and Oklahoma City.
yeah, but now the Pac-10 goes all the way out to the West Coast.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the Pac, it's or the Big Ten is 20 teams, and the Pac-12 is 400 teams. I don't know. That's the whole confusion for the fan. And when
Mhm.
you figure out which game you wish to watch, then you have to go to figure out whether you have that streaming channel or not. You see, so I would assume that these places that you mentioned, a lot of them might be a high number of viewers would be in bars, pubs, restaurants because well I don't have that streaming channel but I can go over to the pub and get a cold one and some wings and watch a game.
So are you saying this is a conspiracy theory? This is are you saying college football is in cahoots with the beer business and the pub business? Say, hey, if we just isolate who could watch, they're going to come to your bar, your pub, and drink beer, eat wings, and hang out with everyone. Is that what you're saying, Douglas? I mean, be honest.
Yes, yes. Take a look at who's advertising on the college games. They never used to advertise beer at college games. Now you can get a beer at a college game. So there's TV money. The TV money. That's what's out there. And you did mention something. It was the North Carolina in North Greenpoint. What is it? Those three cities through Greenpoint something something.
It's Greenville, Spartanburg, and Asheville.
Asheville. Well, That's in tobacco country, and you've got Duke, North Carolina, and North Carolina State all on Tobacco Road. So if your team's not playing, the team that your team's going to play next week is on. You know, that sort of stuff. So that makes it kind of interesting. And then you did mention New Orleans and but the connection to LSU, but you have to remember Tulane is down there, and this year Tulane played some football.
Yes.
You know, so the growth of Tulane, and I've been kind of watching it over the years. They've a couple of years ago they did well. They did, Tulane was an afterthought for many years, many years. But now there's been, if you take the chart of the growth of Tulane and how they're playing, it grows. So, and then in Oklahoma, well, what else you got to do is watch football, you know. You got OU and you got OSU. You know, that's it.
But those are two teams that were in this our Camp Kennerk football conference, because they
Yes,
were formerly in the Southwest Conference.
absolutely true. Absolutely true. And then you did mention Birmingham, that Birmingham is what, the number one team, the number one place? Is that what you got? No,
Hold on here, let me look it up again. You get me confused here.
it's
Yeah,
no.
Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, that's interesting because I don't know. I know nothing about the southeast of the country. It's from Texas to the Atlantic Ocean, whatever it is. Um, but you've got Alabama is in, where's Alabama? It's in
Alabama's down there on the Gulf Coast, there by Mississippi.
yes, but where is the university? It
Oh, University of
Tuscaloosa.
Alabama?
It's in Tuscaloosa.
Yes.
So how far is Birmingham from Tuscaloosa?
Couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you either. So it's kind of interesting that city, Birmingham, has the most viewers when Alabama is located in Tuscaloosa. What's that? And so the stats are interesting. And then, of course, Knoxville, you bring up Knoxville, uh, there you got the the TV market there. You got University of Tennessee, Kentucky, and I don't know, Virginia within that kind of TV market. So that's kind of interesting. Now, why isn't Dallas or Austin? We got the horns here. The town shuts down, on the game days.
Competition, not competition in the game itself, but the competition of the eyeballs, whether it's are they out there playing pickleball? Are they out there doing something, watching the tennis tournament? So there's a lot more viewers opportunity to catch their eyeballs versus
Well, with Austin being a very interesting town, we get a lot of people here playing pickleball and badminton. Really? And we're having a knitting group. Oh, really? Well, the Horns game is on. And get some barbecue and Mexican food at the tailgate. Now, you
Mhm.
also mentioned another thing that's kind of interesting too, parking. $400 for parking. That's an insult. And I understand, I just saw something that Dodger Stadium is now going to start charging $100 to go to a game.
Just the park.
Just to park.
Yeah.
Just to park. No telling. What's it up there at Jerry's World?
Um, I think it's about $100 for the Cowboy game, is what I've heard. And
$100. Yeah.
and they have no, well, see, the thing is they don't have any mass transit. So you
Yeah.
can't, not like you and I, Douglas, when I'd come up there to see you in New York, we'd take the train to the Yankee Stadium and walk a
Yeah.
couple blocks. Same thing in Chicago,
Yeah. 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 It was easy. It was real easy. Take the train, stop. You'll see it. Don't worry. Which
yeah.
stop do I get off? You'll see Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. Follow the crowd. Just when everyone else
Follow
gets
the
off,
crowd. Yeah.
you get
We're
off.
going, we're going all the way out to Long Island for the Met Stadium. You'll see it. Don't worry. Have a good time. Can I go with you?
Mhm.
But $100. This is a situation where it's it's kind of getting ugly.
It
You know,
is.
it's getting ugly, but they fill the stands, and I'm sure there's bus companies that you can take, but I'm sure that's not cheap either, you know. So at what point do we have kind of a turn where fan base drops even though you're winning? It just even though you're winning. It just
But
it's
in the same token, though, Douglas, the Chicago Cubs for many, many years was always the basement, the lovable losers.
right, right.
And they sold out every game.
But yes, but going back to the transportation to go to the Cubs game, you take the train up there, right? I
Yeah,
don't know how to get there, but you basically
yeah.
get the train up there. I'm not
Uh-huh.
going to be I'm going to pay 20, 25 bucks for a ticket or $30, but I'm not going to get jacked for $100 to park my car.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. Now, the whole aspect of the aging also, guys like you and I've never been to the Jerry World, and I'd love to go for not only the football game, but to see the artwork and just see the building. I understand it's an experience. You've been there, correct?
Yes, I've been there several times, and it is an experience. It's just an experience to see it from when you drive up to it. I mean, there in Arlington, we have the Texas Ranger new stadium
Yes,
for the baseball, and we have the other stadium that was the Rangers' former home, which are all big facilities.
yes.
But half mile down the road, you see AT&T Stadium. And I mean, there is no comparison on the size and the visual of
Right. And of course, you can see it when you're
it.
flying in. And then because it's on prairie land, that thing just sticks out like a huge mushroom or a huge wart or something, dome on the prairie. But for $100, let's reserve a table over at the pub and we can have a great time, you
Yeah.
know.
But on the same token, I think the average family, if they want to take, a family of four, the average price for AT&T game is several $1,000s.
There's
So,
something wrong with that TK. And I don't mean to be a poopy head on putting on talking about something negative, but that's negative. Yeah,
well, no,
that's
what's really negative is when you go in there and you're hungry and you got a $22 hot dog.
yes, yes. So, uh, are we the voice in the dark or the light in the jungle, whatever thing way we can mangle that phrase? Add a little yogiism, DTN, TKism to it,
Yeah, well, Camp Kennerkism.
Camp Kennerkism. There's something wrong with that. Now, here in Austin, when somebody mentions, oh, hey, let's go out to eat. What do you want to have, pasta or something like that? And you decide on a restaurant. One of the first things that crosses your mind is parking.
Mhm.
Just park. Oh, okay. Well, you want to go here, parking there. Parking everywhere. So that gets it away. But college and pro sports. Now, on that note, and very good stats on where they're viewing. Maybe we should open up our own streaming service for games of the old Southwest Conference.
Yeah,
You know,
that's the only challenge is that we'd get in an argument about what game we're going to watch.
well, look at it this way. Here's something that I have always thought would happen. Okay. Now, this is forward thinking. All right. Now, just bear with me. It's forward thinking. All right. You drive by the parks. What are the kids playing today? They're playing
Basket,
soccer, soccer,
basketball.
soccer, basketball. They're not playing football. They're just not playing football. You drive because of many reasons, and one of them is being the moms don't want their kids, getting banged up playing football. All right. So and the insurance problems. Schools pay a hefty amount for insurance if a kid gets his breaks his leg or something like that, and the violence of the game. So the whole cultural aspect of football ending. What if it ended because of two, three generations from now? Parents say, I don't want my kid playing football. I just don't want him playing football. It's too violent. The equipment has changed. It's not pads, it's armor. The helmets are like spears. I just don't, go play soccer. Now, me personally, I'm not a soccer guy, but I would rather have my kid play soccer. Go play soccer. You're not going to kill yourself. So, forward thinking, what if in two, three generations from now, there is no football?
Well, here's the situation. I see exactly where you're going with this, Douglas, is that, and there's some cities, a lot of cities have implemented in conjunction with the NFL flag football leagues
Yes, yes,
and it's this organized. It's not just, a couple, elementary schools hanging out.
right.
And that is, in my opinion, a great way to stay away from the Little League of Football. What is it? Pop Warner,
Yes, yeah, Bob
because
Moore.
those kids don't, kids can't be, feeling healthy about banging your head. Well, they're just 8 and 9 year olds. It doesn't matter. A bang on the head is a bang on the head.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So my idea is that in the future, all of the great games that are on videotape, that's how old I am, videotape,
Mhm.
CDs, or out in the cloud, wherever the hell that is, could the NFL make more money and have residual money showing old games?
Well,
Okay.
yeah, they do that. I see that on the different YouTube channels of the Ice Bowl, the Great Green Bay Dallas Cowboy
Yeah. Oh,
game,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and so you know
Yeah.
people don't want to watch something where they know what the outcome is.
But look at it this way, and this is where I think the NFL and Major League Baseball and basketball have all made a problem, shot themselves in the foot concerning this, was the fact that uh, if we took our family to a game, and we had a great time, a real experience. And then the camera panned through the entire audience, just nice and slowly like that. Wouldn't we go buy a tape or a disc of that for $25 to put into our inventory? Hey, look at that. That's us right there. You can't do that, because
Not
it's all
yet.
about the game. Whereas I think during the game, they just have the camera go all the way or do a 360, and say, there we are, freeze frame. Hey, there's Uncle Bob and there's TK and that's when the ball came so close to us. You see,
Yeah,
we'd put it into our library.
yeah. It's I've told you this many times is you're never going to go broke on underestimating the consumer's taste.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely true.
and
Now, go ahead.
so it's possible. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
Think of, when we were playing ball, we didn't have instant replays. The ref made the call. That
yeah,
was
that was
it.
it.
You're on to the next play.
Yes, yes. So it's just, to me, it seems like a lost opportunity that the sports teams put a huge marketing thing, just huge. Now, we are looking forward to the Indiana game tomorrow night, and I believe it's on ESPN. And Holly Rowe is going to be there for Holly, and more importantly, there's a big day tomorrow, and you know what it is.
I almost forgot. I
It
almost forgot.
is National.
I have it written on my arm here, and every time I cross my legs, it's on my ankle. You know, this is bigger. This is bigger than Christmas. I guarantee you this right now. You know,
What is it?
It's National Popcorn Day, and we are going to celebrate. We are going to party like no tomorrow.
Good.
And so when you come back with us on Wednesday, we're going to give you a rundown of all the things that happened, what didn't happen, what we wish happened. We're glad that things that didn't happen. So just take this little tidbit of information as you're watching the ball games today. We popcorn pops, the kernel could pop was 3 feet high off the ground. So that is a safety reason to keep the lid on the pop.
3 feet off out of the pot. That is, I never knew that. Okay. But who do we need to honor? Orville Redenbacher.
Yes, yes.
Now, I've got a few facts about him, and he's closely related to your family, kinda, with links. You know,
Mhm.
what is it? 3 steps away from each
Yes,
other.
six or seven steps from separation or what? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Orville Redenbacher. He was born in Brazil, Indiana. Now, how far is that from Fort Wayne?
Well, actually, it's about 40 miles west of Indianapolis. So it's more in the central part of the state.
Oh, and where's Fort Wayne?
Fort Wayne is in the northeast corner, right there, Michigan, Ohio, and
Oh,
Indiana
okay,
border.
okay, oh, okay. Now he was born in 1907. He went to Purdue University, and he was in the agricultural place. His dad was a farmer, so it was in his DNA, is in his blood. And he went to Purdue and he studied agronomy. What do you call it?
We'll just call egg business. That's what they
Yeah,
probably,
but here in Texas, you're an Aggie.
yeah, egg business.
Agriculture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he got into, he was a very bright man, and he got into the scientific aspect of various types of seed and what the seeds would grow more corn on the stalk, that sort of stuff. So he was a scientist, he was an actual scientist, and I believe he got a doctorate in it. Now, then he because of his look and his personality, when he started a corn seed company, that company got bought out by another company that got bought out, and they developed Orville Redenbacher popcorn, which they used his name and on the logo. And he's a very interesting, good-looking guy. Maybe we can get Kevin to put up a picture of Orville there. He had silver hair and horn-rimmed glasses, and he wore a bow tie. And he was just a really funny guy for in our age because of uh, the way he looked. But he was a premier marketing guy, just a premier.
Yes. He, popcorn was for many, many years was always just a generic product, like
Right.
milk, right?
Yeah.
And so when they came out and started pitching gourmet popcorn,
Yes.
Orville was the face and the spokesperson for it. That
Yes.
changed the whole complexion of the popcorn industry, and that's great.
That's
More
great.
power
It
to
worked.
them.
It
Yeah,
worked. And since you're from Indiana and you grew up growing popcorn for Jiffy Pop on your farm there in Fort Wayne, tomorrow is National Popcorn Day. We are honoring Orville Redenbacher. He's our hero.
that's right. Just keep
Okay.
popping, Orville. Keep popping, baby.
Yeah, now he passed away in 1995. So, but his legend continues, and we are going to help promote his legend with National Popcorn Day. And we'll have more information on our show on Wednesday night. But he is connected to your family.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And here's how he is. Orville went to Purdue and he played the tuba in the school band. And he also ran track.
Well, my son Kevin, he ran track and he played the tuba, so it must be something in the air.
It's something in the popcorn.
Yeah, yeah.
TK, it's always good to see you. That's what I've got for today. Go Cowboys.
Aaron Gobra.